Hi, and welcome to today's episode. I'm Lorelee, and today we're diving into a topic that often causes confusion: settlement loans. Now, you might have heard this term before. Maybe someone mentioned it when you were looking for financial support during your legal case, or perhaps you searched for it online because you're feeling overwhelmed by mounting bills. Here's the thing: settlement loans aren't actually loans in the traditional sense. You don't repay them monthly, they don't require a credit check, and this is the most important part: if your case doesn't resolve in your favor, you don't repay the advance. So why do people call it a loan? Well, it provides upfront money, much like a loan would, but the way it works is entirely different. Today, I'm going to explain exactly how pre-settlement funding works and why it's not a loan. Along the way, I'm going to share real-life stories from people who turned to this service during tough times. Their experience is going to help you understand why pre-settlement funding is such a powerful tool for plaintiffs who are waiting for justice. Let's get started. Let's start with the basics. What are people talking about when they say settlement loans? The term settlement loan is often used to describe pre-settlement funding, which is a cash advance based on the expected outcome of your legal case. It's a way to get financial relief while you wait for your settlement to come through. But here's the key difference: it's not actually a loan. With a traditional loan, you're required to repay the amount you borrow plus interest on a monthly basis. Your credit score plays a big role in whether you're approved, and there's risk involved if you can't make the payments. With pre-settlement funding, none of that applies. You don't make monthly payments, there are no credit checks, and if your case doesn't resolve in your favor, you don't repay the advance. That's why services like Stonewood Funding are so valuable. They provide financial relief without adding to your burden. Let's take a step back and think about who might benefit from this type of funding. So, who uses pre-settlement funding, or what some people call settlement loans? The truth is, it's for anyone involved in a legal case who's facing financial stress. Here are some common examples. Personal injury cases. If you've been in a car accident or a slip and fall and can't work while you recover, pre-settlement funding can help you cover your bills. Workers' compensation claims. When you're injured on the job and waiting for benefits to come through. Medical malpractice cases. These cases can take years to resolve, leaving plaintiffs in financial limbo. In all of these situations, pre-settlement funding provides a way to stay afloat. It's about giving you the freedom to focus on your recovery and your case rather than worrying about how to make ends meet. Let me share Sarah's story. Sarah was a single mom who was injured in a car accident. She couldn't work and she had no way to pay her rent or buy groceries for her children. Her attorney recommended pre-settlement funding through Stonewood Funding. Sarah applied and she received her cash advance in just 24 hours. She told me later that money wasn't just about paying bills. It gave me peace of mind. I could finally sleep at night knowing my children would be okay. Let's talk about how pre-settlement funding works. It's a straightforward process that can be broken down into 3 steps. Step 1, apply. First, you fill out a quick application. You don't need to worry about your credit score, your income, or providing stacks of financial documents. All we need are the details of your case and your attorney's contact information. Step 2, case review. Next, we work directly with your attorney to review your case. This part is key because pre-settlement funding is based entirely on the strength of your case, not your personal financial history. Step 3, receive your funding. Once your case is approved, you'll receive your cash advance, often within 24 to 48 hours, and you can use the funds for anything you need: medical bills, rent, groceries, childcare, or even transportation to your doctor appointments. And remember, if your case doesn't resolve in your favor, You don't have to repay the advance. That's what makes this type of funding so unique and so valuable. Now, let me share a couple of real-life stories to show you just how impactful pre-settlement funding can be. James. James was a construction worker who was injured on the job. His employer's insurance company delayed his medical compensation benefits, leaving James with no income and no way to pay his bills. James turned to Stonewood Funding and was approved for a cash advance in 48 hours. He used the money to cover rent and groceries while he waited for his case to resolve. James told me later it was like someone had thrown me a life preserver for the first time in months. I felt like I could breathe again. Maria. Maria filed a medical malpractice case after a routine surgery went wrong. Her family was struggling to keep up with medical bills and everyday expenses, and Maria's recovery meant her husband had to cut back on work. Pre-settlement funding gave Maria and her family the financial breathing room they needed. Maria told me the money wasn't just about keeping the lights on. It gave us the time to fight for justice without losing everything else. One last time, let's clear up the biggest misconception about pre-settlement funding. It's not a loan. You don't make a monthly payment, you don't need a good credit score, and if your case doesn't succeed, you don't owe anything. It's a risk-free way to get the financial relief you need when you need it most. If you're struggling financially while waiting for your case to settle, pre-settlement funding could be the solution you need. Getting started is easy. Visit stonewoodfunding.com and fill out a quick application. We'll work directly with your attorney to review your case. Once approved, you can receive your funds in as little as 24 hours. Thanks for joining me on today's episode. If this information resonated with you, or if you know someone who might benefit, please share this podcast. Remember, Stonewood Funding isn't just a service, it's a lifeline. Until next time, I'm Lorelee, reminding you that financial stress shouldn't stand in the way of justice.